He was a little bit drunk at the start, and I said, sit up and have a few water.
The phone number.
He sobered up a bit.
The phone number for open mic, it's just like.
And I gave him the wrong number, clearly. On the sign, you heard the number.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So put your hands together for Lindsay coming here tonight with his paper. Give him a crack, Lindsay. Lindsay, you need to wash your feet.
Really? Shit. Thank you very much. I thought this was Mullum, but you know. This isn't exactly the vagina monologues. This is more like the penis diatribe. Next time someone comes up to you and tells you about karma, well, beat them over the fucking head with a steel rod, because it's obviously their karma for that to happen. And then watch just how fast they disagree with you. That is, if they're not brain dead, and if their broken jaw still allows them to speak. I mean, you know, you gotta love karma. It's like implicit consent to go Clockwork Orange on a group of people intentionally wearing stupid fucking clothes. And you know, like this whole spiritual healing bullshit. Spiritual healing for those who can afford it. How the fuck is that spiritual, you hypocritical bastards? Maybe they don't trust spirit enough to provide them with food and board until they charge you for it. Sort of like the faith implicit in placing a lightning rod on top of a fucking church. I mean, you know, you misinterpret me here, it ain't me, babe, it's your fucking problem. Your problem with reality, your problem with those pesky little fucking details that derail your I'm going into my cave and I'm gonna go talk to my power animal ego fucking trip. It's like a B-movie version of Lord of the Sphincter by Eckhart Tolkien, made by Lily Riefenstahl. Just admit it, hey. I mean, it gets a tad tedious being broke all the time, especially as an alcoholic. I mean, so I figured I'd start a spiritual healing business called Byronshire Fecal Consolidators, where you give me your entire dole check every fortnight, and by a subsequent co-creative magical process known as doing it hard, we'll get your shit together for you by proxy. I mean, you might have to lay off the laxatives during this time, or hey, we can't be held responsible for your lack of results. And although, wait, that's not very good. Most of the funnest people in this area are the loosest cunts, and so I hope this doesn't do too well after all. And speaking of fucking laxatives, I was in a coffee shop late one night, and, it's a script, oh man, oh, how uncreative of me. I was in a coffee shop late one night, and this woman walked in and said, I'd like a strong, long black that'll keep me up all night. Coffee's like a lot like coal seam gas mining, actually, which has been, yeah, bantered around a lot because it mines your coal seam, it gives you gas while giving you temporary source of unsustainable energy while poisoning slowly the water in your body. That's pretty funny stuff in general because it fucks your shit up while taking the piss out of you. And we all know what that leads to. In the creative process, they call that throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And analogous to that, a couple of years ago, while I was living in poverty as a methamphetamine addict, I might be too honest here, my girlfriend got a bit pregnant for our liking. And along with that, the whole responsibility thing, you know, bearing down on us and shit with regards to, you know, raising a child in a world that's already pretty fucked up, let's face it. She suggested she should get an abortion, but after careful consideration, we realized that would be rather defeatist. But hey, thankfully, the baby was stillborn. Oh, it's all in the delivery, isn't it? Now, got my penis caught in the zipper, or the fly trap thereof, was made of by a consortium of wankers that used the moniker Calvin Klein. If you look into the etymology of these incredibly amazing words, you'll find Calvin is a name of French origin, meaning bald one. And for those who know German, you'll know Klein actually means small. Which brings me to new levels of poetic justice to all those underendowed, circumcised men who wear Calvin Klein underpants. I mean, why did mine get stuck? I mean, it's not quite bald, and it's not quite small, I guess. Although, it nearly was after what I had to go through to get it out of the fucking zipper. I mean, some people just must not notice when they're being branded. I mean, if I was a strong, long black, I'd need microsurgery. Now, there is indeed a meth OD to my madness, folks. I used to take a lot of LSD, and I mean a lot. I had to stop, though, because I got owned in hyperspace. Because on the day before my birthday, in 2011, just after making some rather snarky remarks outside the Courthouse Hotel, where just ice addicts like me, always get served in home, about wanting to take the piss out of Mandy Nolan, no less, a friend of mine gave me a few tabs with a picture of Buddy Christ on them. Now, I was just trying to fix my back, doing a bit of self-yoga, and I thought I'd drop a tab to quiet my mind. And as it came on, and I found myself in extreme paralytic agony, all I could see was Mandy, in hyperspace, lying on a bed of rose petals like Mina Suvari on the poster for American Beauty. Sipping pina coladas, laughing at me, while my bladder contorted and twisted into various shapes, and she just said, "You just think twice about next time you take the piss." Vasopressin, the hormone that actually is responsible for your, it's also called anti-diuretic hormone, is an anagram of piss saver on, and yeah, you really want to make sure you keep that in you if you're not gonna release it at the right time. Well, at this point, I basically ended up with a messianic complex, which just made all of my shit pretty messy. And you know, eventually 3 months later, she even rightfully pointed out at Alicia King's brain tumor benefit, "Oh look, even Jesus is here." Mandy, regardless, I salute you, that was fucking hardcore. Look guys, do not ever take the piss out of women. In hyperspace even, they will fucking kill you. Now with double talk, double time, double speak, double cross, do some double dealing, then double it back home for a double episode, and then double over from fucking exhaustion. What's it like living a double life? It's enough to make you do a fucking double take. But by the way, in order to keep up, I'll have a double shot Al Pacino, please. And generally, have you noticed when people on stimulants get on Facebook, they turn into compulsive masturbators? I really can't stand it, how people just judge things solely based on fucking appearances all the time. It's an epidemic of veneer unreal disease, and unfortunately I can't be fucked. But it opens up windows of opportunity that otherwise just wouldn't be there otherwise. I mean, one day, we should all just make MacGyver crack pipes out of light bulbs and pens, hook up a bunch of MSM from the health food store, and make up heaps of point baggies, and then sit down on the most populated areas and all just start smoking. Probably like a group of 500 people or so, and it'll be like, yep, light up the fake meth at 11:30. I mean, if it worked, could you imagine what the police commissioner would say after mobilizing all those piggers and having to bust and incarcerate every motherfucker and then run tests on the glass pipes and then the urine and then even the possible blood tests of these hundreds of people? Could you imagine how fucking hilarious it would be when that same dickhead would be like on TV screaming bloody murder about how it diverted police attention from more important matters they could have been dealing with at the time, and how it resulted in a waste of millions of dollars of taxpayer money with no positive results? I don't reckon I'd ever be able to stop laughing, and the fucking cunt would still be able to say it with a straight face and not even get it. I mean, seriously. And also, with Splendor, Blues Fest, I mean, why not just stick about an ounce, 2 ounces of pot, fucking an 8 ball of coke, an 8 ball of speed, an 8 ball of ecstasy, and I'll stick it inside of a spray bottle and systematically spray all the cops, cop cars, police officers, sniffer dogs, and as well as random posts, vehicles, and patches of the ground all over the place, and just watch the poetic justice ensue, because let's just face it, just ice is always served, and I've smoked too much of that shit.